Hey guys, welcome back. In the last session, we have pushed this application.properties to the feature customer service branch. Okay, so the feature customer service branch, it is available in the banking repo. Okay, so now let me point to the feature customer service. Now, feature customer service will be having a updated application.properties file actually. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to create a pojo for customer class. Okay, so let me go and create a pojo actually. So let me create a new package called pojo. I'll be creating a pojo. Under this pojo, I'll be creating a class. My class name is customer is the class name. Customer is the class name. So I have created the customer class. It is asking me to add to the git directly. So I'll be adding manually using the git commands. You can add it from your IDE itself. Okay, as of now, I'm ignoring this one. Okay, customer. So we have created the customer class. Now customer class will be having the some of the properties like customer ID, name, email, mobile number. All these properties will be adding it now. Okay, so let's add private int ID. Okay, so now we have a name for the customer as well. So private string name. Next, we have a private string email as well. So let me add the email. Okay, so now after adding the email, let me add one more property called mobile number. Let me add the mobile number as a string as well. Private string mobile number. Okay, so if you want to add more properties, you can add the more properties as well. Okay, as I am using the lombok, I don't want to, as I'm using the lombok, I don't want to write the setters and getters. I don't want to generate the constructor as well. I'll be using simple annotations. I'll say all are constructors. For all arguments, you have to create one constructor, and default constructor also you should be creating it. Okay, default nor constructor, I'll say. Nor constructor, which is a default constructor, and we should be generating the setters and getters. So I'll say setter, and I'll be generating the getters as well. Okay, so G is capital. Sorry, getter. Okay, so these are the some of the annotations which I have added actually, and the most important annotation. Now this is normally like in order to generate the setters and getters, in order to generate the constructors, we have added this property. Now I want to store this customer details into the database. So in order to store the customer details or entity details into the database, we have to add an annotation called entity. So we will be marking this class as an entity so that the Spring will understand that. So this is an entity class. We should be adding this class to the database actually. So this class will be acting as a database table into the customer service database actually. Now here we have to set up the primary key. So the primary key would be ID I'll be setting up, and this primary key would be automatically generated by the Spring actually. So I'll say so ID. If you want to give the primary key, we have to use an ID annotation, and we will be using a generated value. So generated value, we will be using a generated value, and we should be using a strategy. What type of generation you want? Identity, auto. There's so many different types of generations we have. So I'll be using the identity strategy. I'll directly write strategy equals to generation type dot identity. Let me add this way. Let me import this class. Fine, this is fine. Okay, so we have added the identity, we have added the ID, and we have added the generation type as a identity. Now this is fine. We have created the customer class. So now what I will do is I'll be creating the service class for the customer. Okay, so before we add the service class, let me add this custom. Okay, I'll add this customer and service at a time to the git actually. So now let me go and create the service class for the customer. Okay, so now let me go here. Let me create a package called services. Inside this, I'll be creating a class called customer service. Okay, I won't add it. Later I'll be adding it. Okay, so now as this is a service class, we'll be using add service annotation. Fine. Okay, so now here in this add service annotation, I'll be having a customer service class, right? I want to connect this customer service class. From the customer service class, I'll be connecting with the repository, customer repository. Okay, so let me add the customer repository as well. Okay, first I thought of creating the customer repository. Okay, fine, no problem. Anyhow, we'll be creating customer repository. Customer repository. Okay, now we'll make this as a repository, and this customer repository should extends JPA repository. Okay, so I want to add the object name and the ID details actually. So here I should be giving the object name as customer, and the ID, what is the primary key? ID is the primary key. So it is what type of value it is? Integer value. Let me give that. Customer, comma, integer. That's it. I'll be giving this customer dot class. That's fine. Okay, and shouldn't be. Okay, this is fine. Shouldn't be giving the dot class. By default, it will be importing the customer dot class. Okay, so we have a customer repository and we have a customer service. In the customer service, we'll be injecting this customer repository. Let me add a customer repository. So customer repository, and we are having a private customer repository. Fine. Now here we will be writing a method add the customer actually. Okay, so now this is the, we have to inject it, right? So I'll be using at auto-wide. So if you are not familiar with the Spring Boot, so there is a one more playlist actually for Spring Boot specifically I have designed. So you can go through it and you can learn Spring Boot. Okay, fine. Now I'll be adding the customer. Add customer. So I'll be sending the customer from the from controller. I'll be saving this customer details. That's what I'm going to do now. And this will be returning customer. Fine. So now what I'll do is I'll use this customer repository, and I'll call the save method and I'll pass the customer details to it. That's it. Okay, this customer, you can see this customer method will be returning the customer. Say return customer. So let me import this customer. Okay, we have imported. We have successfully saved the customer. We will be when we are calling the customer repository.save, it will be saving the customer details into the database. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so what we have done in this session, we have created the customer pojo, we have created the customer service, okay, and we have created the customer repository as well. In the next session, we will be creating the customer controller, okay, and we will be adding all these customer service, customer repository to the GitHub repo. Okay, I hope this is fine. In the next session, we will be learning more on this. Okay, thank you for watching.